guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I have a Maddie's Bookish Kitchen video for you guys today, and per request my mom is here with me again. We did our last video and I got so many comments saying bring her back, so we're doing this again. While we are in quarantine, our bananas are obviously very brown, so we didn't want them to waste, so we decided to make banana nut bread, vegan banana nut bread. And while we're making our bread, we're going to be talking about our favorite book genres. So if you didn't watch our last video, then you don't know, but my mom recently, within the last like 2 years since I started my booktube channel, has become a reader because I made her. But she mostly listens to audiobooks, right?
That is right.
I try. It's funny because we checked out books from the library right before like the lockdown happened, and so we have books from the library, and she's tried to read them for like a month now. And what page are you on? Like 50?
I'm too embarrassed to say. Probably 50.
I don't think you made it past like the first chapter in either one of the books that you got. So she's not good at reading physical books. Like she loses interest, I guess.
Well, I just have too many other things.
Yeah.
You know, like
but it's
flowers,
easy,
gardening.
Yeah, it's easy for you to listen
cooking,
to audiobooks. So with that being said, what are your favorite genres to listen to?
Mystery romance.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. And then I've also enjoyed, boy, this one's really ripe, but I think that's perfect.
I'll take that. I'll take that one too.
Hang on a second. So, I can't do two things at one time apparently. Serial killer books. Did you just throw those to the chickens?
Yeah. Okay. So you like serial killer books and you like mystery romance?
Yeah. Do you think these would be okay to use?
Yeah.
Just so we can double the recipe?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I like... It didn't stick. I like mystery thrillers. I like romance, kind of weaving in, but woven in. But it doesn't really matter to me. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing with this butter?
Melting it.
Like in the microwave?
Yeah, here. You do this. Smash those little bananas
perfect.
right up.
Perfect. So I don't really read, or I don't think I've really read any serial killer books. I guess the only one that I have read is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, but I don't really count that one. Alright, so I'm mashing up the bananas. What else do we need? You making a flax egg?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, Mom, now that we know what your favorite book genres are, what are some of the books that you've read that you would say are your favorites in those genres, or like just books in those genres that you've read recently that you really liked?
Let me just look real quick because I got them in my...
How mashed up do these bananas need to be?
I think that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Karen Robards.
Karen Robards?
Robards.
Okay.
Is fantastic, I guess you could say. A fantastic author.
Okay. I've never heard of that author before, but I'm also not very well versed in the genre. But you've liked those books recently. Her
Last Whisper, The Last Kiss Goodbye, The Last Victim. There were 4 books, and the ending was quite surprising, which I'm not going to say because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil people.
No. Never.
So, some of the mystery thrillers I've been reading lately, I just finished, like at 1 o'clock this morning, One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus, and I really liked it. Not as much as the first book though. I was somewhat disappointed it didn't grip me as much as the first book did, but it was one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I'm glad I finally got to it. I didn't quite guess the ending like I expected to. I had like 2 people that I suspected. One of my theories was correct, one was not. If you're interested in reading it, and if you like the first book, you should definitely give it a try. I know I've heard lots of mixed things about it. And then another one I've read recently was The Cinderella Murder by, oh gosh, what's her name?
I hope this bread turns out, because I just realized I've got to double everything since we're doubling the recipe. So
You forgot to double it.
Yes, I did. but no worry, I caught it in time.
The Cinderella Murder by Mary Higgins Clark. This is the second book of hers that I've read before. Like, it's the Under Suspicion series, and so this one is the second book in that series, and the murder kind of resembled the Cinderella story. And then I've also read The Sleeping Beauty Killer, which obviously the murder resembled the Sleeping Beauty. Anyway, they were really enjoyable. I liked this one a lot more than the Sleeping Beauty Killer, though. I couldn't predict the ending, but with Sleeping Beauty Killer, I predicted who the killer was like a couple chapters in, which kind of made it not as enjoyable for me. But with this one, I could not figure out who it was until the end. So it did manage to surprise me, which I really enjoy when that happens, because usually I can guess, and it takes some of the enjoyment out of it most of the time. And then, of course, Agatha Christie. Have you read any of Agatha Christie's books?
Probably not.
She's like an author that kind of started the mystery thriller tropes. So like, her books are older, but they're really good. You would probably enjoy them. So the only two books I've read are Murder on the Orient Express, and the one I just read recently was And Then There Were None. It reminded me of Clue. So you played the board game Clue, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you've seen the movies?
Yes.
Yeah. So that book was very similar to Clue, which I found really interesting. I'm assuming Agatha Christie wrote this book first before Clue came out. I don't know.
That wasn't supposed to be sifted.
Did you read the recipe?
Well, I'm reading it as we go. It's all right. No panic.
And then another book that I really, really enjoyed, it was an adult mystery thriller, and that was And Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. And I don't know if you've read that one.
And then she was gone. Is there a song about that?
No, that I know of.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a song.
It just seems like in the back of my mind somewhere there's a song. You know how we like.
There probably is. There probably
If
is.
my friend was Anita here, she could tell you for sure.
Shout out to Anita, who's
Shout
not
out
watching
to Anita
this.
who's not watching this, but I will text her later and say,
Oh. Anyway, it was really good. Very predictable, but I really enjoyed it anyway. It also has some mixed reviews, but I would say it's more popular. So it's got a lot of hype surrounding it. So if you read a lot of mystery thrillers, you might be disappointed by it just because it is so predictable. But if you don't read a lot of mystery thrillers, this is a great book to start with, in my opinion. So if you're wanting a young adult book, I would probably go with Sadie by Courtney Summers or One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus, which I talked about earlier. I'll put them all in the description. I'm not even helping you do this. Like, what do I need to do? All I've done is mash bananas.
okay, so we're doubling the recipe, right? Let's see. It calls for about
That's a very
cup
specific
of
recipe.
mashed bananas. So, a cup somewhere. There you go.
1 cup? About a cup?
Yeah, so I don't know.
This is weird.
Do you want a spoon?
Yeah.
Here, use the brown sugar spoon. It's fine.
Why not?
Gosh, I sure hope this turns out.
I hope it does too. I'm not
even going in the, I'm just putting it all in the bowl.
I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. I'm just talking, so I don't even know if you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you don't know, I'm
just
a better cook than my mother.
Definitely.
I should be the one doing this. We'll let you do it.
Yeah, but you're better at talking about books than I am as well.
That's true.
You know, since reading on the road with the audiobooks is my thing.
Yeah.
This being at home stuff in quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
you would think that I would still be doing that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not. You know, like you said, we checked out books and I thought, oh yeah, I'll have all this time to read a real book. And it's like I keep procrastinating. I've rechecked the book out 3 times now.
Yeah, we've
From the
renewed our
library.
loans 3 times.
I mean, this is the last one, so I've only got like just a little over a week now to finish those 2 books.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Maybe not, but hang on a minute. There's someone inside your house.
That's Stephanie Perkins.
Yeah, but you haven't read it, right?
No.
So she asked me if I was interested in reading. I'm like, yes, this is my kind of book. But look at the bookmark, which is probably
it's the library receipt.
Oh, yeah, library receipt. That says 328.
You're on page 3.
Oh, that's awful. You didn't have to say that, Madison. They would have thought it 50. But, okay, so I regressed a little bit because when I was younger...
This was your favorite series when you were younger. One of your favorite series.
I love mysteries.
The
Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, you know. And I even thought about buying the whole set. But since I've only probably made it to
30.
Page 30 in this book,
And she's had it for over a month.
Yeah, I'll probably just save my money and spend it on you some books because you will actually. What is a fourth of a teaspoon and a fourth of a teaspoon is a half a teaspoon, right?
Yes.
And this says ground nutmeg. It said it was optional, but I thought
it'll make it taste better.
That's what I thought.
What about cinnamon?
No, it does not.
It doesn't call for cinnamon?
No, it doesn't.
Can we add some?
You know, I'm not real good at going off the recipe like you.
But I think it tastes good.
Okay.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Okay, but you're freaking me out because I only go by the recipe. That's why she's a better cook than me. Did I put salt in there already?
I wasn't paying attention. I was talking.
Wow. Does there anything in there look like salt to you? Does anything in there look like salt to you?
I don't know. It might be under the banana. Oh, here's a little bit of something. Is that sugar or salt?
Ooh.
Well, we don't have sugar out.
No, it didn't call for white sugar.
So that's salt, right?
Well, what's the worst thing that can happen?
It could be really salty.
Well, no, because I'm not going to put any more. If it didn't get any already,
I think that's salt.
There's that flax egg. Let's see if it's getting thick yet.
Oh, my coffee's
yeah. Well, you should change over to water.
That looks so gross.
Who would have thought to use this for an egg? Really?
I want to know who came up with this. Who came up with grinding a seed into a powder and then adding water to it and making it an egg consistency? Who came up with that?
Google. But I have to say they were a genius because it works because we've been using this
work
for over a year
It's
now.
not like completely perfect. Like it doesn't have the complete consistency and like binding agents, I guess, as a real egg, but it works pretty well.
I guess we put the brown sugar in there. Oh crap! Yeah, because it was in the bowl first.
We did at least 1 cup. Did you do more than 1?
Yeah, I had to do like double.
2/3.
Remember, that's where I was thinking I had to double.
Okay.
I think I've got to go down to the basement to get the pecans. Didn't you want to put pecans in it?
Yeah.
You're allergic to walnuts.
Normally you put walnuts and banana nut bread. I'm allergic to walnuts, so I guess we're going with pecans. I think so. I wanted to do chocolate chips, but when I told her that we should put chocolate chips in there, she was like, what? Why would you put chocolate chips in banana nut bread? And I thought that that was a normal thing. Do you put chocolate chips in your banana nut bread? Let me know. So, we couldn't find the nuts, so there's not going to be any nuts.
So, what do you call banana nut bread minus nuts?
Banana bread?
Yeah, that's right, Maddie. I knew I had a smart daughter.
Really enjoyed it. The flour's not mixing well.
Well, you want me to get the electric mixer out?
No, it'll be fine. I'll put some muscle into it. What little muscle I've got.
I don't know, it may be too thick for this.
Oh, yeah. I need to scrape the bottom of that. Oh, look.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Did you find the salt?
I found a big clump of brown sugar at the bottom that didn't get mixed up.
Oh, good. We know we got the brown sugar in there. I think that was one of the first things I put in the bowl.
That was the first thing you put in the bowl. Oh gosh, I'm already getting tired.
Here,
this is awful.
Give me a turn. What oven did you put that on, by the way?
350, right? 350?
Let me look. 350. You bake for 50 to 60 minutes.
Okay. Now that we've talked about your favorite genres, I guess we can talk about my favorite genres. I feel like it's kind of obvious though to everyone who watches my channel.
I know you couldn't wait till it was your turn.
My favorite genres are fantasy, obviously, and contemporary. I like hard-hitting contemporaries. I like contemporary romances when I'm in the mood. So, Mom, what fantasy books have you read? None.
I was fixing to say, Madison, you put me on the spot. I don't think I've read any.
I don't think you've read any fantasy ever. You've read some dystopian, like mild dystopian, like the Selection series, but you've never read fantasy.
You know, I'm into the mysteries and the serial killer stuff. And, you know, I like biographies. I've told you that before. And especially all those, like, Navy SEAL books.
Yeah, you've read a lot of those.
The Adam Brown, the Marcus Luttrell, Chris Kyle. Several American heroes, you know. And
Have you got a breath?
yes, I just came up the steps trying to search for those doggone nuts that I guess I've already used. And I can't go to the store because we're in quarantine. I absolutely admire those men.
Yeah.
And just to say right now, on your YouTube channel, thank you for all the soldiers and firemen,
First responders.
first responders. Thank you very much for your dedication and everything you do for our country.
Yeah. So, fantasy is not a genre that we share together, but we both like contemporaries. You don't read as much contemporary as I do, but you do like some contemporaries.
Well, in general, Maddie, I don't read near as much as you do. Today is like the 16th, and how many books have you read this month on top of your college schoolwork
I think
and family time?
I've finished 8 or 9 this month so far.
Yes, and how many did you read in March?
20.
20. See, that's far more. That's probably more than I read in an entire year.
Not true. Now that you listen to audiobooks, you
Yeah.
listen to quite a good bit of audiobooks because she has an hour commute to work one way, so she has plus like walking time to get to your actual office.
Yeah, I probably walked 6 blocks
Yeah.
to get to my actual space, except for now.
Yeah. Now she gets to work from home,
I'm working from home,
which is a
and
complete blessing.
Yes, very blessed to be able to work from home.
Looking pretty
Career
good.
in nursing.
Should we put some
Okay.
chocolate chips on top? Like just sprinkle them on top?
Okay, maybe just like one loaf, Maddie.
Which one? This
The
one?
smallest loaf.
I knew she was gonna say that. One of them is filled more than the other, and I knew she was gonna say this one because it doesn't have as much. I promise. I think it's gonna taste good. No, we have one open. We don't have to open it.
Oh, okay. We have so many foods everywhere because I've saved up for hard times.
For real, like honestly, we did do a lot of shopping, you know, to prepare for the lockdown. But honestly, we stock up on stuff anyway, just in case if things like this happen. Not like crazy amounts of stuff. We don't hoard stuff. But we do make sure we have like extra toothpaste, extra deodorant, that kind of stuff. Extra of the essentials just in case we run out and need something like at a time like this, which has worked out in our favor.
Loaves of bread in the freezer, dried beans, stored away. I think that's because that's how I was kind of raised. My parents, they actually, you know, went through the Depression and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and my dad, your grandfather being a brick mason, he worked his summers to provide for his winter, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So, Mother did a lot of canning, freezing, storing up during the summer to prepare for the winter months when Daddy didn't get to work as much.
Gotcha. That makes more sense now. I didn't realize that you had to stock up for the winter like that.
You know, if you don't get to work any in the winter or less in the winter months, then yeah, you got to do something, right?
Yeah. All right, so here's what they look like before they go into the oven. So, we're ready, ain't we, Mom?
Yes, we are. I'm going to put them in the oven now.
Perfect.
And set the timer for, let's try 50 minutes first, but usually I found with our vegan recipes they take a little longer, so
yeah,
it's probably going to take a full hour.
Okay.
So Madison, before I rudely interrupted, do you want to finish your talk about contemporaries?
Let's do it. I feel like one of the contemporary authors that we both like is Nicholas Sparks.
My favorite.
Yeah, see, he's not my favorite, and his books aren't my favorite, but that is an author that we share. So, I have an extensive Nicholas Sparks collection, most of them anyway, secondhand. But I think both of us have only read them through audiobooks. We've listened to the audiobooks instead of reading the physical copies that I own. Except for one, I've read The Last Song in physical format.
Yes, that's the one I read in physical format.
But I think all the other ones were audiobooks.
And I actually have 2 of his audiobooks on reserved. you know, they're out as far as 6 months.
You know, that's one thing that sucks about Libby, is because sometimes, like, if a book is really popular, put a hold on a book that you want to listen to or read or whatever, and you might have to wait over 6 months for some of them. Like, I just got an email yesterday saying that I could get the Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. My loan is finally available for me, and it is literally it has literally been on my holds for over 6 months, and it finally, I just got it yesterday.
Well, I was just looking at mine. I have the First Sight.
Can't see.
Let's put the good.
At first sight, obviously you couldn't see.
That's why I put my glasses back on,
you know,
even though they were extremely dirty.
I want to say
At First
that's
Sight.
part of a duology. I don't know if they're like companion books, but I feel like if you look it up on Goodreads, it says like it's part of a duology.
And then The Guardian is out 12 weeks, which you have the physical book.
I have a physical book of
And
almost every single one of the Nicholas Sparks.
Do you have the First Sight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and if it is
Well,
part of the duology, I have the other one too.
If I get really bored here at home.
We both know you're not going to read a physical book.
Okay, just wait till the next video. And
I'm going to prove you wrong.
I'm going to prove you wrong, Madison
We'll
Elizabeth.
see.
He is such a wonderful author. There's only one of his books that I did not like.
Which one?
2 by 2.
I haven't read that one. Oh, I listened to the audiobook, some of it with you, because we were listening to it in the car. It was coming back home from our Universal Studios trip, like 2 years ago now.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
I need to go back and we can't. So what was your favorite Nicholas Sparks book?
You know, his books typically don't get 5 stars from me because objectively they're not that good.
You're kidding me, right?
If you read more contemporaries, they're not that good. Like, objectively,
I disagree.
they're not that good.
There's no way.
They're like the typical, almost like Hallmark movie stories, you know? So I think that's why you like them so much. They're not written that well, though.
That was one of my
The Longest Ride book was really good. I read that one earlier this year.
And we watched the movie. You know.
I also really liked the last song, but
yeah.
the actual book I felt like wasn't as good as the movie. The Longest Ride is one of the only Nicholas Sparks books that I felt like the book was better than the movie. I feel like typically his movies are better. I would say, though, my favorite Nicholas Sparks book probably would be Safe Haven. That book was really good, and the movie was really good. Like, equally, I would say.
I read that one twice.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I read the physical book on top of that. And
Did you?
Then, yes, it had been a while, and then when I was listening to the audio, I was like, I've been here before.
I've done that before, too.
And then it's like, then I read it again. I liked it so
I've done that a couple times.
Maybe that was my favorite.
Maybe.
I'm going to set a timer on our bread because I forgot.
You forgot to set a timer? She does this every time. She always burns stuff. Burns everything she makes because she never sets a timer.
How long do you think it's been in there? 10 minutes?
I don't know.
Well, now.
Alright, so we'll show you the finished product later, but that is the end of this video. Thanks for joining me, Mom.
Oh, I enjoy it. It's always a privilege.
I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know I got tons of requests to have my mom back for another Maddie's Bookish Kitchen video. So
they make me feel so special.
They really love you, Mom.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that makes my heart warm.
Yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish content by me. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.